Yo, I just got a message from YouTube, right? They said, "Congratulations, you got 10,000 views, right, on your short." And I'm like, "What short is this that got 10,000 views?" This is the shit right here. You remember that deaf African from Congo?
Nah, I gotta see that.
I sent it to you on Instagram. So this the first deaf rapper from the Congo, from Africa and shit.
Yeah,
You want to hear him?
go ahead. I see it. 19,000 views. I couldn't really hear it. It didn't really go through.
Bro, he ain't saying shit.
Oh, okay.
Yo. And shout out to everybody tuning in. We live, man. I was just showing Tech, and you guys gotta see this thing. This guy is like streaming. He's viral right now, Tech. Viral, bro. He had like 1 million views in like 4 days. You know what I mean? It's the first deaf rapper from the Congo. His name is shit. What is his name? Baba.
Yeah. Great name.
Yeah. Baba or something like that. This shit is hilarious. Let me see if I could share my screen on that shit, dude. That shit is, you gotta see this thing, man. It's hilarious. So in the meantime, Tech, while I'm pulling it up, man, talk a little bit about what we gotta talk about today.
Cool. I am sending off a request for a new notary to go out and check out a new appointment this afternoon. She's actually setting up an appointment for a newly sworn attorney. A newly sworn attorney to go ahead and take an oath. So it's been a while since I ran appointments. I actually ran one today. But I typically just go ahead and give these out and build a community of people who get, you spread the wealth around, man. You go ahead and help somebody put some food on their tables and put some extra money in their pocket. And it's a beautiful thing. But here's the thing. You don't get anything unless you do the number one thing. And this is one thing that's stopping people from being able to get clients, getting the right clients.
Mm-hmm.
It's just one thing. And that one thing is getting people to convert from a lead to a sale. Leads to a sale. A lead is somebody who's just interested in you and your service. But that ain't the end of the road. The lead is just the first part. The second part is the actual sale. So you got to get the sale. So we're going to help you get some sales today, because there's a lot of information that says go pass out some business cards to a nursing home. But they ain't never did that. You've never seen them go out and pass business cards to nursing homes, or at least do it successfully. And then that nursing home, maybe they went to 10 or 11 or 15,000 nursing homes, and then maybe they'll get one appointment. But that suggestion is always thrown out there, and it always puzzles me. So we're going to show you how to do it with real clients, with real people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, his name is MC Baba. You guys can look it up, man. I don't want this video to get flagged. I already got 2 strikes with with YouTube.
Yeah, you don't want no 3 strikes because you're so
Yeah,
close.
man. They trying to hit me like Rudy Giuliani, man. Nah, I ain't doing no more strikes with these guys. But MC Baba is the guy's name. Deaf rapper, first deaf rapper in history, going viral right now. It's hilarious. So that deal that you putting out, what is it like? In person? Is it a Ron?
It started off as an in person, and then it went to Ron, and then it went back to in person.
Oh, so it's back
it
to in person.
It's back to in person because, you know, everybody's an expert until they're not an expert. Everybody knows what to do until they don't know what to do. Everybody went to law school, which is funny because in this case, she did go to law school. She actually did pass the bar.
What do you think people struggle with the most with the phone calls? Because the majority of this business is phone calls. If you're not good in communicating with the phone, you're gonna start. You're already starting off in a hard place with this notary business. But beyond the initial phone call, where do you think people are like really losing these deals?
You know what I would think? I would say this. Number one, I think you gotta understand, in order to be better at the phone call, you gotta understand why the person's calling you. And on the surface, it seems obvious. Oh, this person needs a notary. Yeah, they do. But that's not why they're calling you, though. So I think on the surface, you got to understand it's easy for me. And I've made it. Here's a couple of tricks I've done to psych myself out to make it so much simpler for me. And I'll give this away. Before I answer a phone call, you know what I say to myself? No kidding. I say, here comes some more money. I whisper that stuff in my head. I said, whoa, here's another person that wants to give me money. So when I answer the phone, I'm always laughing. I'm always smiling because I'm like, here's another person who wants to give me some money. Hello? You know what I'm saying? Obviously, I don't say hello, but so when I answer the phone, the person can hear the excitement in my voice. And that's a quick thing that you could do. If you are struggling on the phone and you think, and people are questioning you, or why do you charge so much? Last person I talked to only charged $2. If you find yourself running into that, try this. People talk about gratitude all the time. Oh, I'm so grateful. Especially here in the West Coast in California, people say that all the time. You get a lot of hippies all around here. I'm so grateful for everything. Oh, shut up. You're grateful for everything? Come on. Listen, man. There are moments for expressing gratitude. No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is for everything. Come on now. Grateful for the police pulling you over? Nah. But whenever the phone rings, I always say, yeah, I know this person is getting ready to give me some money. So I'm happy for that. I'm grateful for that. And I'm also, they're grateful for me helping them to get their trust certificate done because their 89-year-old grandfather is getting ready to die. So, and they've been trying to do this for the last 2 weeks. Well, they've been trying to take this oath for the last 2 weeks and they've been unsuccessful. So they're grateful for me and I'm grateful for them. But I think the biggest thing people struggle with is understanding why the person is actually calling you and they're not calling for a notary.
So what are they calling for then?
They're calling you because they should have done this 2 weeks ago. And they're thinking to themselves, man, I don't know why I waited to the last minute. I don't know why it took me so long to get this transcript signed. Oh my God, my wife has been bugging me about getting this birth certificate, this passport.
Mhm.
And you, the notary, you're just this conduit. You're just this middle person to help them accomplish what they're trying to do on the other side. Oh man, this prenuptial agreement. Me and my fiance has been talking about this for the last 2 months. We've been going back and forth. We've been arguing, or I've been holding it in, and now we can finally get this signed and get it over with, so we can get on to planning the wedding. That's why people are calling you, and you got to look beyond that.
What I've noticed in this in the notary business is notaries particularly have a hard time persuading their clients to go with them. So like you would always say, they would interrogate the client. They would and it's almost like they don't really have much empathy, because they have this checklist that they're, okay, valid ID, check. Where do you live? I got to make sure it's not 25 miles away from me. Check. You know what I mean? And they're checking off the list, but they're not listening to the client whatsoever. So when they are presenting themselves, or they're presenting their company, they completely miss the boat, because they're like, well, I just told you my grandfather needed to get this power of attorney done. You're just like, well, is your grandfather have valid photo ID? Yeah, but he's having a hard time work. Yeah, okay. Do you have valid photo ID? Like, you completely negated what they said to you.
Yeah.
He's like, he's in and out of consciousness, right? One of the things that I would do, like I would listen so attentively, that if a person told me that, hey, there are times my grandfather is in and out, right? I would ask them, and you guys could use this. This is a wonderful line too. I would ask them, is that before he takes his medication or after? Because I really need to see what you're going through in order to display more empathy. By the time I give you the price, you don't even care about the price. You're like, you know what? I feel a closeness, a relationship with this person, because they really care about my grandfather. It sounds like this person cares about my grandfather more than I do. So I would say things like, is there a certain time that have you noticed that he becomes, incoherent after he takes his medication? Yeah, actually, after he eats, he becomes very lethargic. He's tired. He doesn't want to be bothered. Okay, well, let's not do the time around that time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we're troubleshooting. You have to, in my opinion, you have to develop a very high tolerance for pain. So because you're bringing in other people's pain into your business, you have to have a very high tolerance of it in order to navigate the customer and navigate yourself through it. What do you think?
Yeah, because every situation is different.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's gonna say the documents are the same. No matter what, they're the same. They really are. You don't have to study the documents. People say, oh, you need to know your state laws. You need to know your documents. No, you don't. No, you don't.
I didn't.
And how long have you been commissioned?
Shit. This is my second round now. So what, 6, going on 7 years? October be 6 years.
Okay. And then you come across stuff that you've seen before, and then you come across things that you haven't seen before.
None of that shit I've seen before, bro. None of it. I never, the first time I did a power of attorney, never saw it before. And the first time I did a real estate document, never saw it before. First time I did an I-9, definitely never saw that before.
and you can still execute it.
Well, here's the thing, right? If I don't execute it correctly, I tell them that I'll come back to your home free of charge. So that was my paid training. That was like, okay, my job is to execute this to the best of my ability. If I make a mistake, it's okay. I'll drive back to your home, no extra charge, and now I can see where I made the mistake.
Now, did y'all catch that? Did y'all catch that?
No big deal.
If I make a mistake, and if for some reason we have to come back out here, we'll do it no charge. Did y'all catch that? Very subtle. Another way to close the deal instantly on the spot, right there.
And it's like a guarantee. You might as well call it a guarantee. You'd be like, we guarantee 100% satisfaction or your money back. Now, I never had to give a customer their money back because I'm always willing to go back out to their house and correct whatever mistake was there. So it becomes a surefire. Another great, and this goes into I wish people get the 21 commandments of influence because it goes over a lot of that.
I can't wait till that come out, man. I can't wait.
Another risk reversal. That's what the whole, if I go back out to your house, is free of charge. That's a risk reversal, right? Another risk reversal would be if for some reason your cousin comes out, your cousin from Colorado or Wyoming says that this power of attorney was done, fraudulently or something, we will come out and represent you at the court. Like, how many notaries say that shit, right? So the fact that I'm willing to represent them in court means that we stand behind our stand. We stand behind that we did everything, dotted our I's, crossed our T's, and we will represent you in court if we have to, and it doesn't cost you anything. How many times I had to represent people in court in 6 years? Zero. But it was a risk reversal. It was like, why should I go with you? And on top of that, if they are barking over the price, you're like, well, this is why. Think about it. Do you think Bank of America is going to pull one of their personnel to go represent you in court?
Probably not.
Hell no. That person's a notary and a teller. So, plus they won't do a power of attorney anyway. But the fact that you can see a concern and then you have a risk reversal to that, it puts your company on a whole different level. Now you can say that you can compete with a law firm on as far as it comes to notaries, because these are the type of guarantees that you're giving.
And to answer your question, which goes along with that, which is every situation is different. The documents are the same. Every situation is different. Everybody, I mean, think about it. You're not the same person that you were yesterday or the day or week before that. You've learned stuff, you've changed. So when you call people or they call you, they're never going to be the same people. So, but the documents, the less you know about the documents, the better. Mm-hmm. Don't even care about that. It's none of my business, to be perfectly honest. I don't care what you're signing. I don't care how, if you have a prenuptial agreement or you're traveling to Mexico with your grandson.
It's none of my business.
It's none of my business what you're trying to do. Good for you. You're trying to open up a bank account in the Philippines. Good. Now, what time do you need me to be there? That's the question and they're all, oh, well, my husband's going to be traveling and we have a flight to catch at 8 a.m. Is there a possibility you can come tonight at 6? Oh, yeah. I've got a picture of my ID on my cell phone. There's always the situations, the circumstances, they're always different. That's how you sell it. That's because the reality is this: they called somebody else 2 or 3 times, and then that person interrogated them to death. Oh, I can't do this. Oh, I can't do. Oh, you can't do that, man. According to state law, statute number section 16.2, article 5 of the notary law, the handbook, it says that you can't witness a signature. What? What do you mean? I just need to get this proof of life form notarized so I can continue receiving my annuities. I did it last year and the year before that, and the year before that. Well, you can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
And can you send it to me first? Oh, now you're telling this person to use technology. They're 75 years old. You want them to take a screenshot, send you a picture of their private document with all their information on it. Like, you can easily talk yourself right out of business. And you can do it unknowingly. It's scary. And then they come back and say, "Oh man, do you have any tips?" Yeah, we got plenty of tips. We can help you. But you do something that's really cool, though. I mean, this is something that I never really did. And then you introduced me to this concept. I loved it. And it's the big company feel. And like the practical sense, how do you make your small one-person business, how do you make it give it a big company feel? The first person you hear, the voice of your company is the phone. It's the first person you hear. They've got to be excited. All right. And it can't be you. It's me, but it's not me.
Yeah.
All right. I've been like 3 or 4 people. Me and my wife were talking about this earlier today. I've had like 3 or 4 different names.
Yeah, but my wife always says, like, what name are you going to choose this quarter?
Does she really?
Like, I don't know.
That's
yeah. Funny. Yeah, I got into so many names. I said, my next name is going to be Aloysius.
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 I'm going to think like a Native American name.
But, you know, that concept comes from the music industry. And Andre Hatchett had the perfect name for it. He called it the big company feel. Mm-hmm. But it was something that I've been doing for a long time in the music industry. And in the music industry, you always wanted to make your album look bigger than it was. When we would shoot music videos, even though the artist couldn't pay for his next month rent, shit, dude, we would go and get a Rolls Royce or a Lamborghini and make them emulate the success because people wanted to see success, you know? So that we always did that big company feel type of marketing, and it works. And you're like, oh man, look at him, look how good he's doing. And people would live through the artist vicariously. Now, in this business of the notary business, people want to know that they're doing business with, even though they can't see the business, it appears and sounds large.
Yes.
Right? You feel more secure. You feel more confident with your documents going, especially a law firm or any type of, corporate entity. They want to, the only reason why they're going with mom and pop joints is for 2 reasons. One, they're getting it for dirt cheap.
Yeah.
They're getting it for dirt cheap. And then 2, they know they can pull the strings on it. They can have the notary do outrageous shit. Like, hey, look, we need a husky dog to put their paw print on the 3rd page. Like, boom. It was like, okay, I'll get that done. Like,
yeah. Can you provide that? Can you provide a husky dog?
Yeah, they make outlandish, requests. But when they know that you're in a large outfit, even if you just sound like you could be a basement warrior. But if it sounds like, you're operating out of the top of a high-rise skyscraper on the, 97th floor, they're going to be they're going to be more apprehensive of asking you to do some ridiculous shit without getting charged for it.
Right. They can't, that's an interesting point. They can't pull the strings, or they can pull the strings the way that they want to. It's an interesting point. I think even if you're not a big, like a customer, if you're not a big outfit, just today I had the girl make a comment today. She was saying she used to be a notary, which is interesting. She was a court, what do you call it? Somebody who types in court.
Court reporter.
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
a court reporter.
Stenograph or some shit like that.
Stenograph. Yeah, she said that she used to do that before she got carpal tunnel. Yeah, poor girl. But she was saying that, oh, I really loved the way that she said, I can tell that the messages were automated, that the messages were just coming instantly. But I love the fact that it was personalized, and the message in the body of the email, it referred back to something that I said, and I don't remember exactly what she was talking about, but the message, and because she was asking, who is Mia? And I was like, Mia? Well, that's me. Like, my name is Jeremiah, but it's Jeremiah. Mia. So anyway, that's it signed off as Mia.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't know that. I typed the email. There was an automatic email for her, like a confirmation email. Just boom, she makes an appointment, books the appointment, and then it goes. And then she asked a question about if we could have the documents scanned back to her attorney, and then type of message. Oh yeah, I just want to confirm that we've received your PDF attachments, and yes, we can, take your trust binder and then scan it back to your attorney. Right? And she was like, oh, but it wasn't me. That's the point I'm trying to make. It wasn't me, the notary, who answered the phone, scheduled the appointment, processed the payment, followed up and told her I was on my way, got in my car, drove and sat there with her dad. And then I take the documents and I take them back to my home office and scan them. I'm not the person doing all that work,
And I know it could be a shift for people to try to get into that mode, right? Because it is, you are exiting your comfort zone when you are creating the aura of a big company feel. It really is. It's going to feel very awkward because you're used to saying, I'm going to come out to your house. I'm going to notarize your documents. I'm going to verify the ID. You're used to saying I all the time. Now, you have to understand that you are also in that phone call, you're at the negotiating table over the phone. And a lot of times you don't know if a law firm or, a corporate entity is calling you. And if you're always saying I, guess what happens? They say, you know what, this person sounds like it's a one-man operation, which there's nothing wrong with that, but they can't handle the load that we're getting. It doesn't sound like they can handle 10, 15 assignments in one sitting, because it sounds like this girl or this guy is operating solo. All I hear is I. So you don't even realize that you're shooting yourself in the foot.
Straight up, unknowingly.
So that can cause you a lot of deals. Yeah, that can definitely cause you a lot of deals, because me as an agency, when I'm calling notaries, and if they're calling, they answer the phone with a hello instead of a professional greeting, I already know that they're a small outfit. And guess what happens? My price kind of goes down a little bit. The price that I was going to pay them goes down a little bit, because they're not coherent enough to know that this is a business phone. This is a business transaction. I don't know you. You don't know me. I have an assignment that I need fulfilled. Let's, as they say, talk turkey. You're letting me know that you're a one-man outfit. You don't work with any other notaries, or they'll say things like, I'll refer you to somebody else.
Yes.
The one that tells me you don't even want to position yourself to even make money on my deal. You just want to toss me to the next person. When in reality, what you should say is, we have other notaries that are in our partner program, or we are an agency. Okay, you're an agency. That means you can handle more than, personal packages. You can handle like 10, 15 packages. Yes. I'm telling you, Tech, they be spraying that money repellent all over the money repellent cologne and perfume. Just reeks.
They can smell it right through the phone. I can hear, I can smell it. This is money repellent.
And they want to know, you guys want to know why you're not getting the price you're asking for. You're not getting the price you're asking for because you sound small time. You look small time.
Yeah, all day. Yeah.
And this goes back to the music industry, where we knew if we created a music video and we put a Rolls Royce and a Lamborghini and a bunch of hot chicks and stuff like that, that the person that wants to book that artist, we can ask them for thousands of dollars. Because we didn't have a putt-putt in the video, right? We didn't have a raggedy beat up car on the video. I mean, did you see the video that we did? We had a Rolls Royce Wraith, right? So we can demand more money when it was time to do a show.
Wow. So what would you say to somebody who's brand new and they say, I can't charge what I think I want to charge? Or, I mean, that's in one instance, there's this side that says, I legally, here's that word, I legally can't do this. So you've already kind of put yourself in this confined cage where it's impossible to break out of it. You say, I legally can't do this. Again, you're not an attorney. You don't know the law, even though you think you know the law. You studied all these laws. You don't know all the laws, but you are now imprisoning yourself and said, I can't do this. So if you physically can't do this, then there's probably little chance of you actually breaking out of that. But I'm beyond that now. I enjoy this as a profession, as a career, as a job, as a business. And I know that there's a way to do this, and I'm ready to take that next step. How do I actually overcome this mental block of saying I can, it's going to be, $159. It's going to be $137, or it's going to be $67. When at first I was only getting like $5. Like, first of all, why would you listen to anything that only pays you $5? For one thing, like, why would you want to do anything that you have to get in your car and then go across town or down the road and then get $5? Like, why would you do anything like that? Or $10? Mm-hmm. Like, to me, that doesn't make sense. But let's say that's not you. Let's say that's not you. All right. Hopefully it's not you. But what do you say to that person who's new and they're unfamiliar with just that next step, but they're ready to take the next step and say, I need to
try. This business, it really boils down to two things. This is a transactional business. So therefore, sales is at the top of the peak in this business. It is, even if your marketing is stellar and you got a bunch of phone calls, you still have to sell your service. So there's no way around it. It doesn't matter how well versed you are in every document in the legal system. If you cannot sell them, you make no money. This business is about sales. Somebody's calling you. That is a phone inquiry. That is a sales call. For those that have a hard time hearing the word sales, I'm sorry. I got to burst your bubble and shit. That's a sales call. That is a sales inquiry. And if you cannot sell this person on why they need to get your services, go with your notarizations, pay your pricing, you're not doing any business. You could tap dance all you want. You could get all the certifications you want. If you ain't getting the one certification that nobody's giving out, which is a sales certification, what the fuck are you doing? You can't even get a sales certification in college. And colleges are full of salespeople.
Wow.
They couldn't get no tuition if they had sales and marketing attached to that. So that's the harsh reality that you guys have to confront. It's not as bad as you think. It's not a big, hairy, monster that's ready to eat you up and shit. No, it's not like that. Maybe you had a bad sales experience in your life, but you don't have to be a bad salesperson or be a unethical salesperson. But you do have to learn that shit if you gotta be in business. I don't know anybody in business that doesn't have somewhat sales ability. Not one.
No, neither do I. I don't think it's possible to leave it up to chance. Like, that's how serious it is. You can't even leave it up to chance. You actually have to address it. You have to address the sales.
Yeah. Can you tell me what this business is about though? Like how do you make money in the notary business?
On the phone. My phone is always with me. Somewhere is nearby. This is how you make money in the business. I don't think there's any other way to make money in this business except for the phone. I mean, you know that there's different forms of income. You got the entrepreneur income, you got the the passive income, you got the residual income, you got the active income, you got the agency income. There's different types of that, but that also comes from the ability to actually close. And I think people's perception of closing and selling is probably needs to be updated.
Mm-hmm. How so?
It's got to be updated. Like, you need to update everything. Every year, you're a different person. Every decade, you're a different person. You update your skills. You update your
shit. The next day, you should be better than the person you were the day before.
Yeah, exactly. You go to bed and then you wake up and then you're updated, right? So upgrade your definition of closing and sales.
Yeah, like wherever you got that information from, where somebody made you think that sales is a bad thing, like I guarantee you they don't have a business. There's no freaking way they have a business at all. Because anybody like that is doing any type of numbers, any type of business whatsoever, they know that there's a sales process. Like it takes on different names. Whatever you could call it Curious George, all I care. If it makes you feel better, but you're in sales, man. You really are. It shout out to the people that are closing the deals, but I gotta say, man, like it's disheartening seeing people on YouTube flashing around these low ass, paychecks that they've gotten for doing a lot of work.
Oh my God.
They're showing you that, oh, I got $65 for this loan closing. I'm heading out to another one right now. I'm doing $50 for that one. And then I have another one that I'm getting $150. Like right there, the person that's creating that video should ask themselves, how is it that you have 3 appointments for that day? You have one customer paying you $65. You have another customer paying you $50, but then you have a third customer paying you $150. There's too much of a gap there.
Doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. Sometimes you have to like pump the brakes, assess what the hell is going on. If you're a loan signing agent, to my knowledge, there's an NDA that says how much the title company is charging your client or how much the budget was allotted to pay the notary. If you're looking at that and you've done 10 loan signings and all of them say notary fee $250, but you got paid $65. Then you look at the other 9 documents and they're all pretty consistent with the pricing. That should tell you that you need to bump your price up just off the rip. Because let me tell you what's happening. When you agree to do deals for these title and escrow companies, they're going to anchor you to those pricing. It's going to be very difficult for you to raise your pricing on them. Otherwise, they'll just say, we'll go with somebody else.
What does that mean to anchor them? They're going to anchor you to that low price.
They'll hold you to that price. It's like a ball and chain. They'll put that shackle around your ankle and they'll be like, well, you can't charge us $150, Tech, because you just charged us $65 for the last loan signing. How do you go from 65 to $150? Nah, we'll just look for somebody else.
We'll do it this time, but not in the future. So we won't be able to work with you anymore in the future. We'll do it this time, though. That's the reality. People will say that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But you looked at the paper where it said the notary gets it's $275 for the notary.
Yeah, I'd like to see one notary that confronts them about that. It said, I've confronted a title company. I saw on the sheet that it says $250. All they have to do is say, first of all, you can hurt your integrity with that because you already agreed to a certain price. So the fact that even if it said $1,000, you're gonna have to eat that. That's a loss. You took that L. Mm-hmm. Put that L on your chest like Superman. But the fact that you would be like, well, it shows that you're paying $1,000. You only pay me $65. Well, sir, ma'am, you agreed to the $65, didn't you? Yeah, but that was before you agreed to the price, didn't you? Nobody held a gun to your head. Nobody forced you to do that pricing. You did it. So whether it said $2 million for a notary, it's none of your concern anymore. We're going to pay you your $65 and get the fuck on.
Hmm. So how do you make money in the notary industry? It's a question that everybody wants to answer.
Learn sales. That's my number one thing. Learn sales. Learn sales.
Yeah. I mean, you make a good point, though. You can call it by a different name. Whatever is going to make you comfortable, you can call it curiosity. Call it that if you want to. You can call it caring. I'm caring for this person. You can call it that. Whatever you have to do to convince yourself or to help you get over that. What about this though, man? You mentioned something I think that's always on top of my mind, and I always think about this whenever I take phone calls, which is the confrontation.
Mm-hmm.
People who avoid confrontation, and you have this natural. You want things to go smoothly. You want them to be enjoyable, but that's not always the case. And I know that when I can hear the rejection coming, I can hear it coming. Right? Sometimes you can hear somebody saying, "Hey, I need a birth certificate," and I say, "Okay, yeah, great, man. Are you signing the birth certificate?" And the person says, "Well, what does that mean?" Of course, I want to sign the birth certificate. Okay, good. We just need to know, who's going to be our signer. All right, great. You have a photo ID, all these things. Okay, great. How much is it? All right, that question. Here comes that question again. How much is it?
Mm-hmm.
All right, confrontation right now.
Yeah.
Ooh. So there's confusion around, what do I always tell people it's not the number. It really isn't the number. It's you can say whatever. I can say $500 or I can
Mm-hmm.
say $5. The person might not think that's a lot of money. If I said $200, that may not be a lot of money to that person. I can say
That's true.
$25. That might be a lot of money to that person. You never
That's
know.
very
But
true.
it's just a number. However, the anticipation of rejection. Oh, this person sounds like I don't want to make it sound like I'm overpricing them. I don't want to make it sound like I'm, even though you're the most professional person in the world, you've got all these certifications, you've taken all these classes and trainings, you probably even have a degree from college, right? You've had all the success in your life, but yet you don't think you're worthy of whatever the price it is because of the confrontation, the rejection, the possibility this person, they might say no. They may say no to your face. And you ever have somebody say no to you in your face?
Dude, I've
Oh.
been in sales for over 20 years, man. I've been kicked out of homes.
You got a couple
No,
of those.
no is a compliment. I could work with a no, but get out. That's that's a whole different ball game right there, bro. That's a whole different game right there. But behind every no, there's a reason. And if you can uncover that reason, you can prepare yourself for the next no that you hear. Confrontation is people run away from confrontation, people run away from rejection. That goes from the dating world to anything. Most guys, before they will approach a beautiful woman, they will have to get that liquid courage in them, which is,
Yes.
alcohol, because they feel like if they drink enough cognac and vodka and Grey Goose, that it will soften the rejection blow that they will feel internally. And that's really the way they interpret it, right? It's their interpretation of that rejection.
Yeah.
You can look at a no really means a yes, or a no means that I need more information before I make this decision. You can spin it. You can play tricks with yourself on the persuasion side, because if you can't persuade you, here's the thing, Tech. People persuade themselves first before they can persuade other people. So if you say, if I'm a notary and I say to myself, nobody's going to spend $200 for a notarization. Well, guess what I'm doing? I'm convincing myself that there's no way people are going to spend that money. So how effective am I going to deliver that message?
Not
If
very.
I personally already believe that nobody's going to spend that money. So persuasion and influence really starts with you.
Yeah.
If you have self-doubt that you can perform at a certain level, well, it's going to transfer over. That energy is going to transfer over. People's going to be able to hear it in your voice. They're going to see it in your mannerism. If you're face to face, your confidence is going to be very low. And people do not buy from people that have low confidence. They don't.
No.
They're like, that person sounds shaky as hell. I'm good.
Yeah, like I say, when I answer the phone, before I answer the phone, I laugh. This people say, "Oh, you want to smile? Sound like you're smiling on the phone." Well, yeah, I think that's true. Here's a practical way to do it. Somebody wants to give me some more money. Oh my god! And like I instantly, a smile just comes up on my face, and then when I answer the phone, you can hear a little bit of a giggle in my in my voice, man.
Yeah,
it is, and I can close like crazy, right? I've gotten so good at it to where I can like be driving and I can like close. Like we always talk about, we want to give this big company feel. And let me talk about that for a second, man. The big company feel is so crucial. I remember being introduced to that concept, but here's something that's very subtle, very, very subtle. You can really make a mistake if you don't address this. When you're occupied or there's noise in the background, there's people, I don't know, sneezing, or there's people, there's TVs on the background, and there's people yelling, or you're driving, you can hear wind in the, you're outside at the beach, or you're whispering because, you don't want anybody to hear you, and you start to take these phone calls. You're giving this impression that, this is not a professional organization or a professional setup. But when I answer the phone and I'm smiling, or you can hear the joyfulness in my voice, instantly, from the very moment this person picks up the phone, this person has already, I've already begun the closing process. I'm sharing with this person, yeah, not only are we a joy to work with, but it's not going to be an experience that is going to be filled with obstacles and all, it's going to be all this tension. And no, I can close you easily, make you laugh, make you a client. I'm already laughing. It's just up to me to get you to laugh. And all I need to do is ask a few questions. And that's usually the hardest part, which is, all right, let me get some information from you. And then when we get to the price, because people are really concerned about the price. That's always a question that people ask. How do I charge more? Well, it starts from the moment you answer the phone. Oh, this person wants to give it to me already. I'm laughing. It's a great day at Oakland Notary, And then I go right to my thing. And so by the time that it's time for me to give them the price, it's the rejection. You saying no to me is, I know that it's not the end of it. I just know that you may not understand what it is that I'm offering.
So, Tech, what do you have to offer to the people, man, right now?
You see my website there, drtek.com, DRTEKK.com, drtek.com. Go to the website, and there is a book called Profitable Notary Skills. I want you guys to listen to that. Profitable Notary Skills. There are skills that, and again, these aren't just certifications, right? This isn't test taking. There are skills that's going to allow you to be able to close and sell your service way more efficiently than what you're doing now. And it's going to be things that you probably didn't expect. So talking on the phone is the easiest one. And that book is filled with automation strategies. There's some business strategies. There's pricing strategies. There's all these things that I really use in my own service, my own life. And that book right now is available at drtek.com. I would download it for that's going to be the self-mastery version. There will be another version released, but that version right now is available at drtek.com.
Nice. So go to that site, ladies and gentlemen. And then as for me, I have a free lost chapter of Influence. It is a play off of the book that I'm releasing July 22nd, which is called 21 Commandments of Influence, how the Holy Grail of Persuasion. But I am giving away a lost chapter of Influence. You got to check it out. Just go to tigertoledo.com/secret, and then the book is yours. So until then, ladies and gentlemen, we will be doing another notary sales training class very soon, probably later on this week. And then we'll talk to you guys later. You heard? Peace.